We talked about this a little bit before the podcast. And you know what? I'm gonna wake that motherfucker up. Break it up. Mm-hmm. D Wade and his wife, Gabby Union.
Oh, we're just gonna jump from one controversial
subject to the next. So,
all right.
So, it's a debate going on in this country, and we're gonna talk about this respectfully, right? Mm-hmm. It's a debate that's going on in this country about transgender and how you feel when you're born and this, that, and the third, and whatever.
Well, which will forever be a debate, right? Because just like Erica Cobb brought up the whole, the Black history and the history of how Black people have been identified in this country and everything like that. Mm-hmm. We have suffered trauma, and that's why when we see a situation like Kobe, as Black men, mm-hmm. we identify with it, and and we feel a way, mm-hmm. right? So that's why the subject needs to be handled a certain way, because it's like, listen, I am offended, regardless one way or another, Kobe guilty or not, it offends me because we've been painted in a certain light, and we're looked upon a certain light. So we would want somebody to really just honestly, handle the situation correctly. So when it comes to homosexuality, I feel like, or transgender or anything like that, I feel like as heterosexual men, sometimes because listen, I love
women. Yeah.
And it's I can't fathom somebody else loving something else.
Yeah.
Like, the thought of vagina, like, everything, like somebody being aroused by something else other than this is far from me. You know what I'm saying? So therefore I formulate opinions and things like that about people, but I can't really, in this time of age, maybe me getting older or whatever, I really say to myself, like, listen, maybe it's just something I can't understand because it's not a perspective
who
that
are
I
you
looked at.
Who are you to understand what he likes? Mark, I point at you.
No, you point on
I'm
my
pointing back there.
Yeah. I respect.
But who are you to understand what that person likes? Mm-hmm. Like, what is your opinion? Like you said, it is your opinion.
Yeah.
So it's not for me to decide what you want to do with your
it's not
body parts. That's not for me. I can have my own opinion, and guess what? I can be the governor of my household. Yeah. You cannot do it in this household that I have to get up and work 2 jobs to make sure.
But why do we have opinion about somebody else and how they do?
Which is what I'm saying. It shouldn't even be. It shouldn't even affect you.
So are we offended or this? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Well, go ahead and spew the headlines that really fucking sensationalize this whole thing.
No,
the Gabrielle Union, Dwyane Wade.
We're here to talk about it. So. Exactly what you said is what was said in this article. There are points, especially us as Black folks, specifically Caribbean folks, when we talk about stuff like this, not in my household. If this is what you're going to do, you're going to do it outside of my household. You're not going to do it in here, right? Mm-hmm. So these people, Dwyane Wade and Gabrielle Union, and it sucks that the mom of, what's her name, Savon, the mom of...
has to watch this
the young child here has to watch this from afar, like she isn't his mom or whatever. But these two are being applauded because they are so accepting. It was like a whole rollout, right? So remember last year when we saw this picture right here?
Yeah.
That was it wasn't the beginning of the rollout. That was like the middle of the rollout, where it's just like, okay, this is my child, and I'm gonna continue to say child, not to be insensitive to anybody.
But
right?
He is a child.
So this is my, but I'm not gonna define any genders here. So this is his child, right? His child was born this way. His child has grown now to feel like he's of a different gender than he was born, right? However people want to feel about it, that's how they want to feel about it. These two, Gabby and D Wade, are being applauded because they are so accepting of it. They are going to gay pride events. They are speaking in favor of this child accepting who he is and showing the world who he is, because these are two famous people. And he is the product of one of those famous people.
No, I don't think it's because of that. I think because the negative, anybody that has anything not so uplifting or positive to say about this is demonized in today's society.
Yeah, you homosexual.
You homosexual,
transsexual, or
whatever it is. You're just demonized.
Yeah.
So the people that has opinions, they tend to shut the fuck up during the duration of these things. Yeah. Which is actually, I feel like, is a larger portion of the people that has say that are speaking positive on it.
Yeah.
But you know what? If you speak negatively about it, you know, you're gonna get chastised. People are gonna come at you. You're gonna get put on blast. So you know what? I'll fall back. I'll reserve my opinion. And I feel like the only opinions you're gonna see are those that are pro that behavior.
But that's not the case though, because even when this was posted, and you know how we all from South Florida. Y'all
What's
know
the headline on it? It says, "Yo, they're celebrated as black fucking excellence and shit like that for doing that."
That's the headline,
right?
But when we read the comments say something totally different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the people are speaking something totally different. So this article kind of goes through, and I read the whole article. It was a long article. I was like, God damn, I'm reading for fucking ever. But it's a long article, and they go into the stigmas of black people being transgender and gay, and white people being transgender and gay, and you know what I'm saying? Again, they go into percentages and hate crimes. It's the article kind of goes deep, and reading the article, it tells me that somebody that's of this community wrote this article, because I personally don't believe that somebody that's outside of this community, I could not have written this article, right?
Yeah.
So they go into it, and they go into real deep crime statistics and blah, 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 and people should be more accepting and blah 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 blah, this, that, and the third, and it's just like, why are we not allowed to? If you're gonna put your child out like that, do you need to put your child out in the public to say, hey, my child is such and such, and da 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 da? Like, okay, let's just say my child is gay. Do I need to put the social media and all my little 200 friends that's on Facebook, hey, my daughter is gay, and or my son is gay, and y'all better accept it? And that's kind of not.
But do you do that as a black person though? I'm black and I'm proud, right? Like when you're proud of something or proud of who you are, what you are,
He's proud of what he's proud of his son. He's proud of what his son has come to be. If his son is telling him, listen, I don't want to do what is tradition, and I kind of feel like I like this type of person more than I like this type of person. In my opinion, he's young. He's very young. And he may very well be gay, but he may just be somebody who wants to try different shit. And then, unfortunately, what he doesn't understand about this society is when you try different shit, you kind of are gay. Like, it's, even if you tell me, oh, I just tried it with a man one time. No, you're gay. You always have that tendency to go back. But what I feel like what they're doing with their child, what they're doing with this boy is a double-edged sword, because the public will big you up and celebrate you today.
And tear you down tomorrow.
Turn right around.
A particular public, yeah.
Turn right around. Couple months from now, anything he does, they may try to. It may backfire on them. And I feel as though you two decided that you wanted to be famous. You two decided that. That's a little child. Yeah. Give him some time. I remember when Willow Smith came out with Jaden, and Will Smith and Jada were talking about how, you know, this is a decision that their kids wanted to do, and she had that hot song with my hair back and forth, whatever, and they were pushing her into acting and dancing and doing all these things, and then all of a sudden she was just gone. We don't know what the hell happened. But when they were doing I think it was on the Red Table, or they were talking about it somewhere on an interview, and she was like, what happened? Like, why did you stop making music? And she said, oh, it was what Willow wanted to do. Like, and then we realized that we're famous. She didn't have to be thrown into being famous. That was just a choice that we made. And when she told us she was tired of doing videotaping, she was tired of doing this, then they listened to her. And then they said, okay, you don't have to do this shit no more. Unlike him now, on the other hand, where I feel as though they're pushing this. He doesn't know this much about the gay community as what they're letting on to be. Like, it feels to me like they're attending seminars, they're holding interviews, they're doing all type of information
shit
about stuff that he doesn't know. If he knew this shit already and he came and he was like, this is what I want to do when I did, all right. But it seems to me like they're kind of forcing it now. And then
But
not
at the
only
same
are
time-
they
at the
forcing
same
it, but
time-
they're forcing it into our homes.
At the same time, you know what I mean, being a parent myself, I have, you know what I mean, my kids, you know, my kids aren't the same as Mark's kids or, you know what I mean, any of my friends' kids. My kids have different interests and they have different pursuits and different perspectives and different ways of looking into things. And even my son, he learns different. Am I a bad parent if I nurture the way that they look at things and, you know, accept things and learn?
Listen to young Wade talk.
His name is Zaya.
Listen to young Wade.
All right, you go ahead and put that. I'm gonna use a bathroom.
Go ahead.
I gotta use a bathroom.
It's just like, you know, be true and don't really care what, like,
Did you see this?
This is him talking?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
the stereotypical way of, like, being you is.
Even when people are being mean, and even when people are getting hurt because they're trying to be themselves, and even through that, you still want people to make sure that they live their truth.
Yeah, I think, I know it can get tough, definitely. Yeah, but I think you push through and you be the best you. And especially more recently, like, it's become a more accepting, even though there's, you know, obviously a lot of people out there who still are, like, set, you know, more in the, like, back in their days way of mind. But I think even through hard times, just you gotta just push through. I mean, like, it's worth it. I feel like it's very worth it when you reach that point of, like, yourself.
Feeling free.
Yeah.
Feeling like you.
Yeah.
Feel like you don't have to hide.
Like, you could look in the mirror and, like, say, like, hi to yourself. Like, just nice to meet you. Instead of, like, I don't really know who I am. It's like a full identity crisis.
He ain't got no liquor hair in his damn head. What he needs surgery for?
What happened now? What should I take away from that? What's the takeaway from that?
I agree
Zaya
with
has
him.
spoken.
I agree with him.
In what sense?
He said it gets to a point where you have to live your life and you have to live your truth. It does get to that point.
It's always been that point.
Maybe
and
he's
you
arrived at that point earlier than other people. Maybe it's some 30-year-olds who's still walking around in the closet because they haven't had that light bulb turn on to tell them this is what I am and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, but I hear a lot of people applauding them and commending them for having such a mature perspective.
Yeah.
But however, I mean, what gives you wisdom? What gives you the knowledge and wisdom to come up with that perspective? Isn't it not time? Is it there has time and experience?
Right.
Has this young man been sexually active? Has he, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo,
That too. Like,
But
have
you know what?
Like, how do
wait,
you
that's a damn
determine-
good question now. Because
Yeah.
I am somebody who believes that you do what you want in your household because I'm doing what I want in my household. And as long as it's right, like, I'm not hurting anybody and you're not hurting anybody, I'm okay with what you're doing because it's not affecting me.
Yeah.
Okay? But that is a very good question.
But
How
you know
does
what?
he know what he likes if he has never been?
But that's a straight man who has had experience way in looking at it. That's what they would say. They would say that we've had experience, life experience, and whatever, and that's our way of looking at it. Because how do you know if da da da? So let's just say, you know, he goes on in a couple years from now, or a year, or whatever. He has an experience that's not favorable to him. And I don't want to go into details, right?
Wait, so what are you saying? He has experience and he doesn't want to be gay anymore?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Hey,
Yeah.
I thought I was up to this.
Wait.
I thought I was up to this. But hey,
this is something
this is
Wait,
you know what I mean?
It's not for me. Yeah.
But-
Wait.
then-
Before you go any further, I want to tell you guys this, right?
Yeah.
I think I sent you this article the other day where it was talking about people who have had sex changes, and a lot of them are regretting
Yeah.
that
I
had.
think we spoke
Because
about
it hurts. They don't. It's not actually a satisfying feeling.
Yeah.
To have sex.
Yeah.
So they don't really have sex low key like that. They just kind of
Right.
They like this the outward appearance.
So what are you
They're
saying?
more
That he
concerned
could-
about what society looks at them as
right.
versus like
Like, yo,
how does this?
Like, this is real, fam.
Yeah, this is real, fam. Like, yo, listen.
And
Dudes out here.
it's easier for us women because we don't have to stick anything in us.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely easier for us to say, you know what, I'm gonna join that ship, and I'm just only talking to women. But for men, you guys really have to commit to
Not
it.
you guys.
So,
yeah.
well, men in general have
They
to
do.
commit to it. So that's why I'm always saying, if somebody decides that they are going to go that way, I am not going to be the person to tear them down in the decision that they've made. That is their decision.
Well, what about the people that say out there that say don't knock it till you try it? What do you say to them, Dub?
Me? Hey, man, I have a limit. It's only, hey.
This is one of those experiences that you can tell me about.
I know that I am a straight man, and I know that I don't want to try it.
Right. Like, I know I could get from Miami to New York on a bicycle, but that's just not the route I want to take.
It's not the route I want to take.
Right.
Perfect example.
Right.
Leave it right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm riding with that. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So you know what I mean? It like, I don't want to say that it sucks to see these people applauded or whatever, but I think that this is the way that society is going, and they want you to
society,
think like,
is scared. Yeah, people are scared of public backlash, and that's the corner we've been painted in. So we
what
can't
would you
really
guys-
necessarily have an honest conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna be seem like you're ignorant.
So
or
what would
you're
you
mean.
like to happen? Would you like people to discuss it more openly and say their feelings of, you know?
No. What I would like to happen is, if you feel as though that's what you want to do, then go ahead and do it. But like, I don't need it to be in my face all the fucking time, right?
You don't need it on TV.
Yeah, I don't need it on
Yeah.
TV.
Right.
I don't need. You know what I'm saying?
For instance, now that you're
reporter.
talking about that, you know the friggin' shows How to Get Away with Murder and Empire. I was loving those shows, and then all of a sudden, boom,
The gay agenda.
it's like it's not like one kiss. It is a full head-on Pornhub